All right, so here we are. Heidi and I decided tonight on a Saturday night of Easter weekend to do some Japanese food carryout, a little sushi, a couple other things on our plate. And so I wanted to pick out the perfect wine with sushi. And that is something, or with Japanese carryout, that's something that's hard to find. So tonight's wine we picked is called Jermann Vinnae. Jermann is the winery. Vinnae is the name of the wine. It's basically a Greek term, or a Latin term for wine grower, I believe. And the grape type is Ribolla Gialla. Ribolla Gialla. From what I hear, it is an amazing wine with this type of cuisine. Pour a little for Heidi. Pour a substantial amount for me. And we'll go from there. Because, why is it so good? Well, this wine's from the very, very far northeast part of Italy. It's actually a part of Italy that's almost more Germanic in its traditions and history. Thus the name Jermann. Jermann is the pronunciation of this family that makes wine in this part of Italy. And this is an area that was much more part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire than it was Italy for centuries. But this family's been making wine in this region for over 100 years. They started making this particular wine, the Vinnae Ribolla Gialla, in 1983. And high acidity, known to have high minerality, really, really light, delicate fruits. And that's the type of wine you want to have with sushi. I love wine with everything, whether I'm having Japanese food or whether I'm having a cheeseburger. As much as I love beer and as much as I love sake, I always want to drink wine with food. It's just what I do. So it's hard and it's exciting to explore obscure varietals like Ribolla Gialla, a native varietal to this very obscure place of Italy, to try it with this type of food. There's Pinot Grigio from this area, there's Rieslings from this area, and there's other high acid, light white wines that have that quality. But keep exploring, keep digging around and see what you can find. So let's explore a new world of Ribolla Gialla by Jermann. A lot of nice earthy tones to the nose. You know, you get the melon and the citrus that you would typically get on a light white wine. But you also get, again, that chalkiness, and I talk a lot about this with the white wines that I like. Sort of that essence of terroir, that wet stone quality to it. Bone dry. You know, like a good Riesling from this area, from Germany or Austria, you pick up a little bit of that sort of oily note to it, but it's not all petrol. It's not just like almost backwards in the fruit. It's still a really upfront fruity wine, refreshing acidity to it. It's got some body to it as well. It's almost got a touch of tropical fruit to it. That gives it sort of a nice sweet character to it. It's a dry wine, don't get me wrong, but that mid palate of fruit is what you want to look for when you're eating dishes like this that have just a crazy array of exotic flavors. You want that really ripeness on the mid palate to counteract the spiciness to it, and you know, the little hints of wasabi in the sauce and things like that. This is going to go really nice. And you know, it's funny, it's Easter weekend, and one of the reasons I wanted to choose this wine was because I have another red open or in the Coravin that I'll probably be having a glass of that later. So I'm not going to drink this whole bottle tonight. Heidi and I are going to have a glass with dinner and sort of move on from there. But I also wanted to have something, a white open, that I can have for Easter dinner with my loved ones, with my family, with my children for tomorrow night. And we are having steamed lobsters. We have ordered Maine lobsters for all of us to celebrate Easter this year because we deserve it. We've been stuck at home. And the traditional thing with lobster, with some melted butter, is everybody says Chardonnay, a big oaky Chardonnay. I love that. It's great. But really, that's not what you want all the time with lobster. That goes great with grilled lobster on the grills. You have that smoky, oaky character that blends with it. But when you're just doing steamed lobster, you get that salinity and that minerality from the crustacean, from the shellfish. You want something a little bit like this. And it's funny, I was reading an article before I did this video tonight from Decanter magazine about what are the best wines with lobster. And although several sommeliers in this article that were interviewed did say Chardonnay is a good go-to, whether it's Chablis or an oaky California Chardonnay, many of them said different white wines. One of the varietals that came up was Ribolla Gialla, because it's got that big floral mid-palate of fruit that goes with the minerality and the acidity. So we're gonna try this with lobster tomorrow night too. Not your typical go-to pairing. We are gonna have some melted butter, but the steamed quality and the mineral quality of the raw shellfish and a nice minerally, almost Eastern European white wine, even though it is still true Italy, would be a good Ribolla Gialla from the Jermann winery. So cheers to you. Hope you all are having a happy Easter. Have a great weekend.